I almost don't even wanna do this today. Makes me sick to my stomach. I watch it and I'm just like, it just don't fucking make sense to me. It just don't. I'm watching. It's beautiful. I mean, I think the truth is coming out or what they want us to think is the truth. Anyways, I'm watching, what's his name? Cash Patel on Sean Ryan, and he makes those points that I always say, "Hey, these motherfuckers who signed off on this Biden laptop is Russian disinformation. He might be against the American people. That's treason. You guys let me know where I'm wrong at any point in time because I hate thinking that this is an open and shut case. But for some reason, we allow the inmates to run the asylum. Like the fucking criminals, we won't stand up to them. Just, hey, fuck, do whatever you want. 51, 52 FBI agents. You want to lie to us? Go ahead. Tell us whatever the fuck you want. We're a bunch of dumb fucks. Don't give a shit. Who cares? But anyways, even this Cash Patel guy, after all the shit he's been through, all he wants is their clearance taken away. Why would you just want their clearance taken away? Wouldn't you want them fucking arrested? Like, all he was this guy, he was part of, Russiagate to prove that it was, well, fake, and, well, it turned out it was fake, but while he was doing this investigation, the FBI or CIA or whatever, both, Google let him know that, well, they had their eyes on him. Why? Like, I don't get it, like and then it all turns out you gotta know it's crooked because it all turns out that Russiagate wasn't real, right? They knew that. They were the ones trying to well, he'll tell you they were trying to set it all up. No one fucking gets it. It's, that's the thing, like, what is it with you guys? Do you think that these FBI agents are better than you? Do you think they should be go running around fucking ruining the world? Where's your ability to fucking admit it? "Hey, it's your country, you should probably take control of it." But instead, you're letting dipshits fucking ruin it for everybody, you know what I mean? Like, huh, no. Last night I gotta go back and watch the rest of it. There's this, Stargate movie I was watching, and it just gets me to thinking because you hear rumors that, well, when they went to Iraq, they got some antiques and stuff like that. I'm just saying, maybe the rumors are true. I don't know. It's just weird because, wow, we do know that Hitler was fascinated with religious artifacts, right? We do know that for sure, right? That well, at least that's what our history tells us. He was interested in that kind of stuff, and what he got, we don't know, and all that sort of stuff. But just gets you to wonder. I wonder if there is like a Stargate, like these portals are real. How's everybody doing today? What do you guys think? I got 5 people in here. What do you guys think? You guys think we should stand up until like, I'm not picking on the Americans because our CMP in Canada, like, I can't even believe this shit they let Justin Tru like, hey, a judge comes down and says the Emergencies Act wasn't really called for. That should bring on a whole investigation into our prime minister and his capabilities of leading his people if he's gonna pull illegal shit to fucking silence us. Like, we can't pick up on this shit. Then we got the same problems over like, we got a China problem over here too, guys, like, fuck. They're in our elections, and we know it. We get to know that. We get to know that they're get to meddle in our elections. But which candidates? We don't get to know. You know what I mean? It's the funniest shit. Daniel. with the Chinese. Everybody, this is my boy Daniel Mill. He's my TikTok friend that I talk about every once in a while. We what I like to call him is an enigma. He's very hard to figure out. Unlike these guys that I'm talking to, the little family and the upper echelons of Creek Squad. Daniel, can you believe this? Men tell me that they know about the WEF. You know how I complain about them all the time. Now, they tell me it's real. Now, I think there's an agenda to try and change our children too. By golly, they agree with it. But they don't think we should stand up and at least say no. They think that I got mental problems, Daniel. I think it's because I say I'm chosen. You know what I mean? I think it really bothers them. Even though I tell them, Daniel, listen, you're all chosen. You need to choose yourself. Like, I'm nothing special. I'm no more special than you. The only thing special I got going is I get to see and hear things that you guys don't. I don't get to live in the blissful fucking mind controlled virtuality world that you guys live in where you know there's a problem, you don't have to address it, and you can just keep smiling every day. Why, well, Daniel, you should see what the other people on here do. It's a whole bunch of feeling good on YouTube. They put each other down and like they're obsessed with each other's lives. It's incredible. I'm just trying to encourage them to have that same sort of spunk and panache for their children, but it's hard in this world. Making carrot soup. Should I put some moldy dogs in? I don't know, Daniel. Spell check is rude, bud. I can't believe Daniel found me over here. Didn't even give him the old Linkster or nothing yet. Uh, who else is in here? Don't be shy. Come on. Let's have conversation. See, Daniel, I try and tell them, hey, I went through a delusional time. I was great. Nobody would talk to me. It will send you right off the edge. If you can't get the answers and you think people are fucking you over and it'll send you loopy and I said some bizarre shit to my child, and I wanna talk to them about it because they like to spread it all over the place, but they don't wanna talk about it, Daniel, can you imagine that? Being that big of a cow like, this is the thing, these people are cowards, cowards. This Uncle Will guy, he's got me blocked out of his channel. This little leg day, he just blocked me off of his channel. Wade and now this guy is super cool, Wade. He's, like, unbelievably out of this world stupid. He says that he has cancer, and then he runs around and lies and says he follows Jesus. Like, I can prove he's a liar, Wade, or Daniel, and he still continues. I'm like, "Dude, it's like, do you believe in hell? Like, what parts of the Bible do you believe in? Like, you talk about Jesus." I'm just saying, Daniel. It only takes a little common sense in the brain to figure out that if you're gonna be spiritual, you can't be a liar. You like, that's closes the door on heaven, I think, you know what I mean? And I don't think that we realize our lives and the impacts that they have on other people's lives. Daniel, it's like witchcraft, buddy, witchcraft. We are figs in the Bible. That's the thing, Daniel, I don't know the whole Bible, but, like, I want to believe it, you know what I mean? But I think it's been in some dirty hands, you know what I mean? Like, there's things and I'm s like, can you imagine thinking you're chosen and you're like, "Fuck, the biggest problem's probably gonna be the Christians." Like, you're saying you're one of the 144,000, and they're gonna expect you to be a virgin and this pure angelic, like, be nice, beautiful, like, I don't think that's the way it is, Daniel. I think he meant pure at heart, you know what I mean? pure at heart, willing to do the things other people aren't. They're willing to be crazy and say that they're chosen by him, you know what I mean? Can you imagine how brave of a person that has to be to step outside of their comfort zone and say they're chosen from God, but they're not your chosen one? This is the thing. They all like to say, "Oh, you wanna be our savior." No, I don't. That's the thing, Daniel. There ain't no man that can save another man. Only a man can save himself. Hey, buddy? What do you think there? What do you think? Do you think men should protect their children? Do you think men that won't protect their children would go to heaven? I don't think so. Like, I just posted this video to this little me guy because 'cause I'm always thinking, I don't have the answers, Daniel. I really don't. I don't know if there's hell or not, but I just saw this video where unlike the guy who talks about the toroids, he talks about the energy of our us and we go forever, right? So, but this video that I watched, it was basically, hey, at the end call, God will raise everybody up and he'll make his final judgment on everybody. And then it's time for the second death. Either you get to stay and go with God or you just die. It's just done. That would be a lot the way that would be the way I think a loving God would do it. Let you judge yourself and then you screwed it for yourself, so you just don't get another opportunity, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Does that sound like more of a loving God than the send them to hell for eternity? Like, "This is my friend little me. Daniel, this is little me." He is, probably one of the dumbest human beings on the face of the planet. And he doesn't realize it. He thinks he's smart. He's one of these brainwaves who pointed out to me that there's a problem with his family and that, well, he'll fix it inside of his house. He wants his little girl to compete against little boys. He don't give a fuck about his daughter's dreams. Let them go to a man. Are you a chauvinist, little me? Are you a chauvinist, bud? Do you hold bad feelings against your daughter because she's one day gonna be a woman? Like, it doesn't I would hope not. Really, really, little me. But I have a hard time understanding how you would think that, hey, you can't be with them all the time. How you gonna feel about if that 50-year-old man makes his way over to wherever your daughter is and he decides to use a change room with your daughter over there in California? You're just not around, bud. And quite frankly, if you say something, you're the bad person. Don't talk about kids. I'm not talking about your kids. I'm talking about scenarios if they happened, but you're not smart enough to figure that out. I don't know who your children is, who your family is, and I don't care. I only want the best for them, unlike their father. That's all, bud. That's it, little me. I have no interest in hurting your family. I have no interest in hurting you, sweetheart. I only want the best for you, but hey, we all get to find out for ourselves. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to face that dark road coming up, little me. Which road do you wanna travel? Keep traveling down that road of stupidity you're going down, or you gonna travel down that road that, well, you might have to take a hard, good look at yourself and, well, you'll be better for it, little me. It's a hard experience, but hey, I can walk you through it, little me. Know what I mean? The dream police are gonna be coming for you, bud. The dream police. They live inside of my head. Was I supposed to be a good dad instead? The dream police. Hey, little me, you do know you're a joke, right? You do know I'm not the problem in the world, and it's men like you that's the problem in the world, right? Like, you do get that, right? You do, at the end of the day, become the joke. Yeah, hey, Daniel, anytime you wanna talk about that, bud, we can talk about it. Little me thinks he's got me cornered with this one thing, and he is just he's gonna run wild with it, and it's gonna break me somehow. Somehow he'll convince me by showing me I'm a bad person that it'll change the reality that he doesn't wanna help his children. I don't know, he lives in a fucking facade, like a complete delusion. But Daniel, here's the problem. We gotta understand that little me's from California and they get extra fluoride in there, okay, bud? Hey, there's a lawsuit, go check it out. Really, really. Like, the water's not good in California, and too much fluoride apparently will make you dumb. It'll calcify some shit, you know what I mean? And that's why I love little me. I know it's not him. He's got AI working against him. He's got this fucking MK Ultra fucking mind control shit working against him. Who knows what HARP is, let alone CERN? Like, how much shit, how much money have they invested in little me to rip his brain away from him and convince him that his children aren't worth saving? Like, I don't know. Little me, I can show you a video where Klaus Schwab tells you he's a penetrator of young global leaders. Hey, little me, if government officials are lying and hiding their lies from us, like, do you think it would be really hard for Miss Marcone to prove that she's a Mrs. Marcone? Do you think it would be that hard, bud? But no, we can't get simple answers like that. They don't have to give proof. They can't even fucking back shit up with pictures, dude. I have bashed kids online. Oh, mine? Mine? You know, where I tell stories where I tell my kid, "Hey, don't be a fucking idiot, don't do this." And then there ends up being a price to pay. That's what you do as a father. He's a grown adult. I tell him when "Hey, don't do this. You'd be really fucking stupid to do it." "Hey, I learned from my mistakes. This is how I learned." Fuck, don't like, if I can help you from making a mistake, but hey, here's the thing. Sometimes mistakes turn into very beautiful things, little me. You can't go back and change it, and now I got a beautiful granddaughter. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, bud, you let me know where I'm wrong. I'm not rich, I don't have a lot of money, and I'm funding this operation, me and my wife. So really, in the end, who's paying for it? Just asking the question, bud. You wanna tell me I'm hard on my kids. You never wanna listen to the stories, bud. Do you think I like this? You don't think I love my kids and that I'm trying to bring them to God because they're not there? It's not normal, bud. You shouldn't have your kids steal everything you've ever owned, dude. It shouldn't fucking happen. Yeah, why don't you ask them if I've ever hit them? Never, not ever fucking once, little me. That's why I say it. Like, I give you the information, dude. I'm saying, how could they say this about me when they know it's not true? Why the fuck would I put it out there if it's true? Because you would never know. So why would I make that up? Wouldn't that be a stupid fucking thing? But you don't get that. You don't live in reality. You live in this fucking hateful, you are fucking better than everybody and you think you know everything and but it's only because you're a hurt little turd. I don't know, dude. Like, want to talk it out? Find out where your fucking boo-boos are. Hal belly. How's it going, my cupcake little friend? Huh? Hey, Daniel, if you're still sticking around, Hillbilly here, he's a real piece of sunshine. Like, if there is hell, I'm batting Daniel, and you'd have to judge for yourself. I'm not judging Hillbilly. I'm just stating facts that He's one of these people that fucking wanna destroy me because I wanna stop child trafficking. Like, he won't even tell me where my ideas are bad. He just wants to stop me at all costs, telling me how horrible I am and how not chosen I am, and that him and his God are coming for me. Can you imagine that, Daniel? Living like a fool, like, sorry, that's no, I just got the wrong person. See, it's hillbilly. It's not hellbilly. I'm trashing on hellbilly, and it's not supposed to be about hillbilly. Hellbilly. Now he's saying thanks for the milk. Dubai is the worst. In your wife's words, quote, "You destroyed your son's life, accusing him of," unquote. I really would like to talk to somebody about this. Because you really have to set the stage for what got you to that point where you would say something like that, wouldn't you, little me? That would take a little time to explain how it got to that point. But you don't wanna hear it, it doesn't matter what I say. You know what I mean? You've ripped every story I've ever had, and I feel fucking so bad for you that you have. Like, should I go do a live later? Should I take my dog for a walk and go to the fucking church and say, "This is where I used to smoke joints. Hey, here's where the children's playground is that there was never any children at. Hey, this is where this happened." But you don't want to. See, I try and send a message with my videos saying, "Hey, look, why would this preacher lie about something so stupid? I don't get it, like, the preachers are supposed to help, especially when someone says, "Hey, come back and talk to me about Jesus anytime." You would think that that would be something a preacher would be interested in, but not these days. Not these days. She's all about the money and growing the church. It's the funniest thing, little me, because from the time where I used to go back there at the picnic table, they've added on a basketball court besides the beach ball volleyball court that no one ever used. So they added but the thing is that they had the basketball right over there in the church parking lot as well. It doesn't make sense to me that this is where the money's going because, well, that's just down over there, bud, at the church, and, like, not even a couple blocks away, just down here a little bit at the other part, there's a basketball court there too. I don't know, it's just kinda weird when you think about how the church could be spending money and there's already these things available, but yet they're putting them up in their backyard and, well, quite frankly, no one ever uses them. Maybe on a Sunday, you know what I mean? But then again, uses but I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Investing in stuff like that when, there's homeless people in our town. Next town over is really fucking bad. They have one of those, clinics. It's not Suboxone, it's something else, methadone. And if you hit that side of town on a good time, it's pretty rough to watch, but that's where we're at. Hey, little me, if you're still in here, can you answer a question for me, bud? I really wanna know, and I'll wait for your answer. This is a serious question. Hey, when they cleaned up the streets for China, are those streets still clean now? I don't have the answers. I'm asking you, bud. Did they keep her clean or did they just let everything happen again? And what happened there? Did they just throw everything in the garbage and not help people and just mad scramble just to fucking I don't know, I didn't look into it all that much. Yeah, I think the church is corrupt too, hillbilly, when you got a fucking pope who hangs out with Klaus Schwab, that little me is available. Well, I just thought maybe you'd know, you know what I mean? I didn't figure you lived there, I just thought you'd be a better source of information, you know what I mean? Maybe word spreads when your fucking governor fucking cleans up a place for China, but won't fucking do it for you. Like, but he's out there unmasked telling you to be masked. That should be a first indication that he's a chump and that he shouldn't be fucking in charge of you. Anybody who's in charge of you should be willing to do anything you would do. You know what I mean? A red county. Oh, okay. Because when you said it before, you lived in a red state. I would be now if I were you guys. You guys are losing tons of businesses, eh? That's why this doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about the Venezuelan gangs taking over fucking apartment buildings? Because I'll tell you, I've been paying attention to the YouTube news, like the regular news, like CTV and CBC around here. Fuck, we never heard about gun violence ever. And holy fuck, it's everywhere now. Everywhere. When I was growing up, you did not fucking hear about gun violence. It's fucking, but then again, that was a different time. You know what I mean? People had problems with one another. They just walked outside the bar and dealt with it. You know what I mean? But then again, is that the answer? Neither. No. Either way, we're still dealing with our trauma, right? The righteous way is to sit down and talk about things and figure them out, but we're not smart enough to figure that out. Because little me, I'd love to tell you the story about the father-in-law too, and I'd love for you to prove me a liar. Because I love how you think that any man should dedicate himself 100% to another man is a fucking retard. You are a complete fucking retard, bud. But I really wanna explain to you the point where I finally said, "Yeah, I'll just take him in because I think it's best that he's with me." I love to explain it to you, and I thought I'd love to show you how it all backfired on me too. It'd be a great time. See, because I didn't want to, but no, who would? Is that something you would want to do? Watch over somebody fucking all the time? No, I did it because I cared about him. Because I thought he would be in a better circumstance with me. That's why, bud. But I expected a little bit of help outside of just me because, well, that would be the fair thing to do. You know what I mean, bud? But those kids that I bitch about, hey, Uncle Will's talking about how kids these days just don't know. What happens if I wasn't able to discipline my children properly and I was outnumbered all the time? Now, is that my fault essentially? Yeah. What option would I have had? To leave? Leave my family. It's probably what I should have did is the right thing, is I should have been willing to leave my family in order to do the right thing so my children didn't end up the way I think that they are. But I'd be more than willing to talk to you about it, little me, and you can tell me what you would do in my situations. I'd love it nothing more. Well, Jonathan, I am crazy, bud. I'm crazy to do things that you would never be willing to do in your life. You're too scared to admit it. Well, right now you're being an idiot, let alone stand up and fucking say you're doing something right. And then on top of it, say you're doing it for God. Now, I'm aware of my surroundings, bud, but I still do it anyways. because I challenge you guys to prove me wrong all the time. Hey, what do I say that's wrong? Hey, if Obama doesn't have paperwork to be an American, like this is real, go do your research. Let me know, and we'll go from there. Right? Let me know. Should that guy be fucking running around on the streets if he was never an American and knew it and fucking was president? Is he still part of it? Is Michelle a macaroni head with the Marconis? What do you prove me wrong on? Huh? You've never proved me wrong on anything, little me. You've never stitched one video together where me, other than what I gave you, and you want to use it. The thing on my son. I told you, anytime, big boy. We can talk about her because I'm not ashamed because there's nothing I can do about it anyways. You want to think you have power over me, bud. But here's the deal. When you find out there's a God, you're gonna find just how powerless you are and how powerful I am. I'm gonna be powerful enough to turn a little turd like you to know his own power. You are just as powerful as me, little me. You just gotta buck up and be a man. You know what I mean? I know I can't bring someone to God right off the bat. It's a fucking hard road. But I thought I could convince a little turd like you to fucking get up and help your children. All the people. I thought that's what I could do. I could inspire people by fucking saying, "Hey, our children are fucking in trouble." Oh, I'm gonna go watch some football with my wife. Yeah, go watch the foosball game with your wife, bud. To the point where you can't watch foosball games with your wife anymore. You know what I mean? Ignore the outside world, little me. Build on the inside, and the outside will never, ever come into the inside. Like, you like to think they couldn't take your child, but I've been seeing different, bud. You know what I mean? You like to think you're big and buff and strong and quite the stuff, and well, what else do we got? George Orwell has a barn. Well, George Orwell, you wrote about these times, did you not? Do you not think we should come together? Huh? George? Don't you think it's time? Hey, George, you into Carl Jung? I think that's really the way to go. I think you got to figure out your darkness. You got to find your light. You got to take that light to that darkness. Just like I already went through my process. Now I'm trying to fucking take my light and expose your darkness, little me. Everybody's darkness. We got to take a look at ourselves, or this world's going to fucking get lost. I don't know. Little Noam is going to get smacked around by his old lady. I bet you little me is just a little bitch, eh? Out on the streets, he's just hey man, you want to change in front of my daughter? It's the law. It's go ahead and do it. If as long as you're a woman. As long as you say you're a woman, hey, come on in. Like, this is the world that we live in. I'm fucking like every Christian should be. I don't know. But hey, you guys let me know where I'm wrong. That's the thing. I just maybe it's because I'm not a stern believer in the Bible. Like I believe the Bible. I believe the Bible is the way it's supposed to be, but how it got that way, I don't know. But it makes sense to me when I read it a lot, especially the stuff about Jesus. Because really, when you think about it, if there's 10 commandments of God, then that would mean if you follow those commandments, then that would take you en route to heaven, right? Because those are the commandments. That's what I'm thinking about. The book does say that. Here's Here's 10 rules. And then what we'll do is we're gonna have this fella come along and, he'll kinda show you the way you're supposed to be, you know what I mean? He's gonna tell you what the 5th element is. That's what I think. Jesus was the 5th element. Holy Spirit, maybe it's the 5th element. What is the Holy Spirit the spirit of truth as well? Because that's really what I think the 5th element is. It's the truth. You don't get to live again without the truth. You got the water, and that's you know what I mean? It's all live truthful, and that's the key to success. Alright, I gotta answer this, but we'll go to the Bible. Sure. Oh, how much? How much are eggs these days? I don't even know. How much? Alright. So, sorry, guys. It is craziness. Oh, we got all the oxen free in here too. Drunk on crayons, the oxyfelt. I'm just the figs. A quick fry and a onion. Alright, Daniel. Okay, buddy. You take care of that. Thanks, Blue Belly. I will, bud. It is my faith in God. You gotta keep the faith or you'll never go to heaven, you know what I mean? You don't wanna lose faith at the wrong time. But anyways, we're sitting over here at, Mark, and it's, 4:10. But when he was alone, those around him with the 12 asked him about the parable, and he said to them, now this is Jesus speaking, okay? To you it has been given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God, but to those who are outside, all things come in parables, so that seeing they may see and not perceive. Now, you guys understand the difference between seeing, right? And perceiving. Now, we've done these little educational things before where I tell you that, well, based on the philosophies of George Soros, is he likes to use the art of perception, and they like to things make you think certain things in certain ways so those certain things actually happen. So that's kind of you're perceiving with somebody else, but when you actually seeing, that's seeing what George is doing with the money and how he manipulates and makes people think a certain way, and then it happens. Now, how he makes those top people think a certain way might who knows, but are you with me? So so what we wanna do is we wanna be able to see. We wanna be able to see, and sometimes with the perceptions, it's hard to see. So what we gotta do is we gotta be able to ask questions. That way we know what we're seeing is real and we're not perceiving. We don't wanna be in the perception, we want to be seeing. So in order to see, we have to be within ourselves. We have to not be taking everybody for all their own words and stuff like that. We gotta make our own judgments. So we got that, right? And hearing, they may hear and not understand. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes, and I'm gonna play this video after this, sometimes they like you to get you to hear things that aren't real neither. They kinda make shit up, but they perceive it, and I'll go over it. I got the perfect thing where you're hearing something that's not true, and they're telling you it is. Meanwhile, they're showing you that it's a lie. If you can see and not perceive. Get what I'm laying down here? This is great stuff. Oh, shit, I hate these stupid alright, now here is where and it says, "Least they should turn, and their sins be forgiven them." So if you're seeing and hearing, it's because 'cause you're looking for the truth, right? You are looking for the truth. If you're actually seeing and not perceiving, means you're looking for the truth. And if you're actually hearing, you're listening for the truth. This is just my interpretations. Just my interpretations. Please let me know where I might be wrong. So, before I say this, because Jesus spoke in parables, right? So, when you know that Jesus is the word of God. So he is the word, and he said he was the truth, was the way, right? So when you see word, I kind of replace it in the Bible with Jesus and truth. Okay. So then it kind of makes more sense, I think. And he said to them, "Do you not understand this parable? How then will you understand all the parables? The sower sows the word." So that'd be the truth or Jesus. And these are the ones by the wayside where the word is sown. So the truth is sown into them. Jesus is sown into them. When they hear, Satan comes immediately and takes away the word, the truth. Jesus, like Satan took the truth from you guys. This is where the word from you guys. So he took the truth from you guys. Let's all start seeing and hearing together, okay? Let's start singing a little lullaby, coming together and paying attention to what we're seeing and what we're hearing. Now, I know you guys don't want to see me as a good person, but unfortunately for you, I work for God and it's a job requirement. And just because you don't like the way I present my love, that's on you. Because sometimes love hurts. And I'd rather hurt your guys' feelings than well, if there is hell, I wouldn't want eternal damnation for you. And second of all, wouldn't you like another opportunity at this? Fix yourself now and then it would be an eternity. Like, who knows? Maybe I'm bonkers. Maybe it is going to be the end times. Maybe the world is a shithole because we allow it to be a shithole because your 51, 52 FBI agents can lie to the world and you guys are okay sitting there watching foosball games with your wives. Bye. I'm gonna tell you something because it's out there anyways. I was, like, doing a lot of weed and mushrooms. I kept getting this thing and I put it on the videos all the time. California's not good. Something's gonna fucking happen in California. And I know it's easy to say because everybody's saying it. And it's just because I think thought it, but because I thought a lot of things and they were wrong, but this was just one thing that just Then you're seeing the fault line stuff and all that kind of shit. Little me doesn't get it. He's such fucking he's so full of hate that he can't admit to himself that his children should be saved. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just, hey, bud, take a look at things. They don't get better by us not fucking giving our control over to other people. I hope you guys have fun. Isn't this fun? Oh yeah, here, you guys, like you guys are the ones that are getting like you wonder why. Like you guys are just as brainwashed as everybody else. You guys think you're fucking like the Trump people think there's oh, like check this out. Like really, check this out. They try to make it sound so bad and so horrible. And if you actually listen, they make themselves look bad. Like every person should be going, what the fuck? Why is this station even still running?
Thing that Donald Trump said today that I want to point out because it kind of involves me. And he seemed to imply something that is unfounded. He was talking, as he has before, about an interview that E. Jean Carroll did with me back on June 24th, 2019. Then there was an Anderson Cooper interview where she said essentially, no, he didn't rape me. She was selling her book. She wrote a book. The book would have been a total failure, probably was anyway, although probably sold more recently. Again, there's a woman that wasn't doing well until she came out with the stuff about me. And that's happened to others too, by the way. She's not the only one. But they're the Anderson Cooper tape. And in the Anderson Cooper tape, it's an interview of her. And Cooper says something to the effect, did he rape you? Did he rape you? He was so happy. Oh, did he rape you? And she gave a very good answer for me, but a bad answer for CNN, for Anderson. And he said, we're going to commercial break right now. We're going. Then she came back from commercial break and she was much more hostile. But this man wouldn't let us use the tape or the proper questions having to do with the tape. Wouldn't let us, the Judge Kaplan wouldn't let it be used. We wanted to get the outtakes. In other words, what did Anderson Cooper talk to her about during that intermission for a commercial that he called for immediately? Where do you see this? I mean, some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. We're going to commercial break right now. And so what happened is we weren't able.
I want to point out that what do I want to say there? I can't even remember. Fuck.
Use it. Okay, so this is not the first time that Trump has seemed to suggest a nefarious plot by me to manipulate E. Jean Carroll into saying something. He actually brought this up in a deposition for trial. Now, I normally don't respond to when Trump says something about me. I mean, what is the point? He recently referred to me using a female first name, which I guess is like a third grade gay taunt. I think he called me Allison or Ashley Cooper. I don't really recall. It's not worth replying to. But this time it's kind of different because it's just demonstrably false. First, I just want to show you what it is he's rambling about. This was part of my interview with E. Jean Carroll that took place on my show on CNN in two blocks, two segments separated by a commercial break. Now, this is what you would have seen if that night you were watching at home or wherever, and we went to commercial and then came back from commercial. We're not going to actually play the entire commercial break you would have been watching. Let's take a look. I was not thrown on the ground at Radish. Which word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just, I think most people think of rape
It is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Are you kidding me? Donald Trump couldn't use that in court where someone says that Donald Trump raped her, but she finds rape sexy and she doesn't think rape would hurt, but what Donald did to her hurt. I don't, why shouldn't you be able to use that? Do you know what I mean? Like this is
Think of the fantasies.
We've been to this quick Instagram will take more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Cancer is the ugliest disease mankind has ever faced. We're now in my conversation with E. Jean Carroll, the president's latest denial of her sexual violence allegations against him. He said, quote, "She's not my type." He's also said previously he did not know her, had never met her, even though they had in fact met. She's the one on the left, along with her husband, a local news anchor at the time, and the president's wife at the time.
now Anderson Cooper throws this shot in. You got to notice this. She knew Trump. Look, there's a picture of her and her husband with Trump. They knew Trump. I don't know about you guys, but Trump probably meets being a rich guy like that, probably meets a lot of people. Probably doesn't remember him. I mean, I got pictures with Joe Rogan, but if you go ask him, I'm quite sure he's gonna say that he doesn't know me or remember me. You know what I mean? Like I got pictures of a lot of famous people. Like I just didn't think that a single like that's and that isn't even what this is about. They just threw this in as an extra. Hey, look, there's a picture showing Trump's a liar. I'm just saying, hey, maybe it is true. Maybe she did know him, but I'm just saying one picture isn't going to tell a tale of a friendship.
Ivana, the president has also said flat out that she is lying. Okay, so that commercial break, which we only just played a snippet of the commercial, ran 4 minutes long. So the former president seems to be suggesting that something we discussed or that I discussed with E. Jean Carroll during a 4 minute long commercial break that you would have been watching at home made Ms. Carroll change her tone toward him. I'm sure her tone actually changed in the second block of the interview, but that's besides the point. The problem with this conspiracy theory is that this interview was actually pre-recorded. And we had pre-record a toss to a commercial break and then welcome viewers back after a commercial break so that the entire 2 parts of the interview would fit into my show that night. So when you do that, when you interview someone for however many minutes, and then you toss to a break that'll later be inserted into the broadcast, you don't sit there for the entire 4 minutes of the commercial break with the guest just waiting to then come back to the show. Because it's pre-recorded, you don't have to sit there during commercial break. You just take a few seconds. You make sure the control room is still recording. You welcome viewers back as if you've just come out of a commercial break, and you continue with the interview. And that's exactly what I do with E. Jean Carroll. And I know this because we have the tape. So while Trump is apparently suggesting I sat through a commercial break on live TV with E. Jean Carroll, telling her to be angry or whatever, we actually just paused in a pre-recorded interview for a few seconds. And if you don't believe me, here's the raw, unedited video of what was actually being recorded, and you will hear exactly what I said in the few seconds it took me to resume the interview. We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
All right, so we good? We back? Good. Okay. So before the break, you said you don't use the word rape. So
Now, how is Trump supposed to know? He's only going by what Anderson Cooper told him. They were going off on a break. How is Trump supposed to know that they would start right back up? There's no way I know him, but they're trying to make him look bad with it. Now, as to he did stop the conversation at a pretty opportune time for himself, right? Now, what a good interviewer would do if they were actually looking for the truth, because he came back pretty, he's the interviewer. He can bring it back to where he wants. But if I were him, I would have been taking it back to, what is this about you think rape is like? What's the word she used for it? And Donald Trump can't use that as like, you do see how that was a lot of mumbo jumbo to tell you how horrible Trump was and how he made this shit up about him. But Trump really didn't make anything up. Anderson Cooper told him that they were going out. Trump doesn't know that they just ran and then we're going to clip it. It was pre-recorded. He just went by what Anderson Cooper said, right? I'm going to get hurt. Daniel, how can you just sit there and sit in your sins? The point is to be better. Spirituality is supposed to be building yourself up better. You know how you do that, Daniel? By letting the shit go. Taking ownership of your own shit and realizing it's the past, finding a way so it makes sure it doesn't happen, and letting it go. It's about finding yourself, bud. Knowing that you don't need anybody. As long as you're fucking willing to live in the truth, nothing can hurt you. But I don't know. You let me know where I'm wrong, because I think everybody just wants to sit in this victimhood bullshit where they get to feel good inside, and Trump's sins are not mine. No, they're not. No, but this like this wasn't even against Trump. It was against CNN and how they're manipulating people, Biden. Like that was pure manipulation. That was totally unfounded. They knew that Trump went thought they went off on break because that's what they said. How was he supposed to know the inner workings of that show at that particular time? That is a whole lot of hoopla and doodah to say absolutely nothing. But people buy into it by getting angry because these people have got them convinced that, well, if Trump's the worst human being on the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Daniel, we as mankind better learn how to stand up and get some balls and get in Jesus. Like if the point is to get into Jesus, it ain't easy. The fucking Bible tells you so. Hey, if you really love this guy, your life's gonna go to the shit skis. The world is not gonna like you because they're gonna find out you're not of it. And when they notice you're not of it, they will try and destroy you because they don't want to see your beautiful world ever come to theirs. Because for some reason, you guys, I don't know, how do you not see the homeless people who need fucking help? How do you not see so many people hooked on drugs because they don't want to live in the reality that's fucking out there? How do you guys not see the government crawling all like destroying lives by fucking inflation and all that shit is just they make it. They make it. Why are your groceries and everything so high? Well, transportation costs. A lot of it, right? Do you guys know where Donald Trump had the oil reserves at? And how much of it is gone and where we're actually sitting? I think if we knew, it might actually get scary. Did you guys know that Biden sold some of that reserves to fucking China? That seemed like an odd, weird thing. Doesn't it seem like an odd, weird thing that you guys buy your supplies for your weaponry from China and that you're currently low? And like, am I lying about any of this shit? The Venezuelan gangs, am I picking up on shit that ain't real? But that's what they want. They want the Hells Angels. All gather up, boys. Let's have a shootout. Let's start the fucking Civil War. We don't get it. Two dozen figs. Eat a fig, man. You about to be rich, Carl. George Orwell. This is the thing. The things that I've went through and I think I can prove, I could have had a lot of lawsuits. That's what I think. I think if you work for a place for 22 years and they allow someone to mentally destroy you to the point where you don't want to fucking live. And it wasn't just to me, it was to a lot of other people. And you could prove that. That the place that you worked for 22 years didn't even want to do an investigation. Wouldn't even do an investigate. Can you fucking believe that? But then again, I could have I could have had a lot of lawsuits. If money was what I was after, I could have got because like I've always said, my dream, I just little house, Nova Scotia, along the water, have a little bit of land, maybe make a disc golf course, give me a quad, and that's it. I'm good with my car probably till I die. Fucking good. You know what I mean? I could have had all that. But God told me my misery was for a bigger purpose, so I could tell my story, and it wasn't about money. And that I could change the world all on my own, no money, using the devil's tools and, well, in fact, the devil's fools. Devil's fools don't know enough to be met. Fucking stand up for their children. Yeah, Carl, there's a problem. Like, you don't understand this. This doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, we see the problem, but really the problem is you because we want our children to get caught up in this, or we have a fucking useless brain that's been manipulated and mind fucked and says it can never happen to our children. We're just that great of parents. So you're sitting on the other side going, fuck, I lost my kid because they bought a bag of taupe that fucking fentanyl in it. Or, hey, it's at a ball game. Turn my head. Fuck, my kid's gone. Gone. It couldn't happen to me. George Orwell's here for me. Hear about this, eh, George Orwell? Well, let's get on board. I got like 2 dozen figs for $7. Is not a lot. I'm not a big shopper of the figs, bud. I could have been somewhere else. I could have been in your head for hours. I hurt your feelings. Why am I hurting your feelings? Only you can hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not insulted by anything anybody says. You know what I mean? If it's true, then I just need to address it. Oh, Daniel. We've been on this for an hour. You guys know I'm only good for an hour. Maybe I'll come back again later. But what do you guys think about the Bible when it says the word, you switch it with truth? Because he was Jesus, right? Jesus. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Everybody have a good day. Hey, Daniel, maybe I'll make a TikTok for you later, okay, bud? Everybody have a good day. Just say you're sorry. What do I have to say sorry about? You gotta tell me what I did. And I might say thank you. I won't say sorry. Because then you would have, let me know where I went wrong. I should only thank you. Shouldn't really be sorry about it. I learned from it. But I don't think I did anything, you know what I mean? But let me know and I'll thank you. And I'll try and correct it. I don't like to hurt feelings, but if your feelings are getting hurt by the truth, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just there's nothing I can do about it. If the truth hurts your feelings, then well, it's your feelings that have a problem, not the truth. It just is. Anyways, okay, bye. I'm coming.